Right then, it's VMAX time. Catch you inside.
RevelatorAlf.
Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. Hope you enjoyed the channel and this series of videos. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell, like and share, leave those comments, and check out the website RevelatorAlf.com. Right, let me get out of here. So, I'm on my way to go meet a mate of mine. Hey, he's got a Yamaha VMAX, and we're going to meet up for a coffee and bacon butty and go out for a little ride with each other. VMAX is one of my favourite bikes of all time, actually, but it's just a great ride. It's kind of Yamaha's early answer to a cruiser, originally designed for, I think, for the American roads. Its biggest downfall was the size of its tank. Didn't have a great range, but I tell you what, as a bike, it's a fantastic looking bike. It's got a great following out there, great sort of subculture for owners clubs and that kind of stuff all over the world. A couple of mates have got them. They swear by them. My mate here, he's had it for years. He's never going to sell it. It's just a great bike. I've ridden it a couple of times years ago and I always loved it. So let's go and see if we can do a bit more. See you there. I wonder if he's here. Oh, the cafe, no, he's not here. And the cafe, well, the cafe's not open, but even the little burger van is not even open. Oh, bugger. Right then, time for a brew, I think, and a bacon butty. Hopefully, I can convince my pal to swap bikes. I'll be on the VMAX, he'll be on the Sport Guide, and we'll have a rare old time. Right, going to be riding the VMAX. Was it 1200, isn't it? Yeah. What age?
95.
1995. Look at that beauty. Right, we're swapping bikes. Jerry's on the heroic Harley and I'm on the voluptuous VMAX. Nice. Right, let's go. Right, the VMAX. Yeah, lovely. Narrow bars here, almost stock bike. Some over exhaust which sound really awesome. Nice smooth acceleration. It is smooth as you like for a, you know, for an old bike. Smooth as you like. Oh yeah. I can see why you know, I'm on this bike already, and I can see why there is a big following for this. It feels right. It's just got a nice feeling about it. I'm going to keep on revving this because, well, oh yeah. It's funny, isn't it? You ride a different bike and you automatically got just a different feeling about it. Oh yeah. Oh, lovely. Actually, it's a very similar riding profile, performance wise, to the Sport Glide. One less gear, give it that, but in terms of acceleration, nice and smooth, very similar to the M8 engine in that regard. Just a smoother running engine, probably a higher revving engine. Alright, oh yeah, look at this. Beautiful, lovely country roads here. So we're leaving this area called Wantage, heading out to Newbury. Oh, this is really nice. And it just rolls through the bends. I've got to say, you know, we're both saying, you know, be careful because the bikes might wallow in the bends if you're not used to it. This is a shorter rake than the Sportline, but I tell you what, it feels nice. Lovely balance, lovely balance. I've got a feeling I'm just used to the wider bars now, so it feels a little bit narrow to me, but that's got nothing to do with the bike. That's more because I'm used to it on the Sportline, you know. But I've got to say, this is a do you know what, if I keep on saying this, if I had another if I had a stable of bikes, I'd definitely have a VMAX in there. You know, and a lot of the guys who, you know, have these, you know, increase the power on them and all sorts of stuff. You know, these were designed for American roads, straight roads, but the thing that let them down was the small tank. The range is really poor on them. You know, it's very Sportster-like range, but it's got some oomph about it. It's nice, I like it. This is the VMAX, the Yamaha VMAX. Now, if you've been a fan of the VMAX, you would have been very excited when Yamaha announced a few years ago that they were redoing the VMAX, and they did. They brought it to market. I saw a couple of motorcycle shows. I was very excited about it too. I thought it was a great looking bike. Bigger tank, bigger engine. I can't remember what the engine size was. I think it was 1700 or something. It would have been a great bike, but the problem is, I think they had to stop it, well, being sold in Europe for sure. I don't know about the United States, because it wasn't going to meet the new emissions laws, which is a bit of a problem, really, isn't it? Look, it isn't super fast, don't get me wrong, but it feels nice. It feels right. Let me just get up to my heroic Harley ahead. He seems to be getting on with that bike really well. I'll be interested to see what he thinks of it, you know, what he thinks of my bike. But I tell you, it's as smooth as you like. I'm so impressed with this bike. 99. If you're looking for a second-hand bike, and you kind of want something that's a little bit cruiser, but is not a Harley, I'll tell you what, get yourself a VMAX. Definitely. You got an upright riding position, which is really nice. You got mid-mounted foot controls and pegs. You know, it's you know, you feel like you're sat on the bike. You're not prone, but you're ready for a challenge. You kind of got that bulldog stance, which I kind of like. You know, your elbows out, bit of motocross style riding. You know what I mean? It's there. It's nice. Drop it down, roll it in. Oh yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I tell you what, this is nice. I've got used to this bike very, very quickly. The VMAX, that's all I can say. Go and try it. If you ever see one, you won't be impressed by the power. Okay, I'm not saying this is a fast bike, an ultra powerful bike, but if you're looking for a cruiser that's a little bit different, but you're looking for a bike that is just cool looking, just cool sounds, it rides right, it rolls through the bends all right, and I tell you what, it's got a nice pickup to it, it's got a nice engine acceleration to it. It's nice. Engine braking is nice on it as well. It's very much, you know, a lot of Harleys have a lot of bad engine braking. You know, you can, if you're a bit harsh on the clutch, you know, decelerating, you can lock up or really slow down the rear tyre. With this, no, shaft driven as well, so it, you know, it just feels good. Beautiful, beautiful. What a great ride. What a great road this is. A great road for a great bike to have fun on. Nice, you know, all these mirrors, they're nice and high because you're in an upright position anyway. These nice eyes, so you've got good vision behind as well. Nice little dinky fairing here that does actually take the wind off you a little bit. I mean, it's a 1995 bike, as he said, so you know, it's yeah, it's, you know, it's showing its age in terms of styling, but I'll tell you what, it's nice. Who cares? It looks good. I like this kind of little dash down here as well. you know, the analog instruments, revs, speedo, little temperature gauge, you know, just a few warning lights down here as well. I like it. Oh yeah, this is so good, so good. Now all I can say is I'm going to keep on riding this and enjoying it, and I want you to just think about what kind of bike, if you're looking for a cruiser, a kind of sportier cruiser with different kind of looks. You can look at the Ducati Diavel, okay, you can look at other Harleys, other Japanese, but the VMAX for me stands on its own. It was the first one that tried to challenge the cruiser Harley market from a totally different point of view, and it did it really well. It didn't really take off, I think, primarily for the range that it had, but in terms of the motor, in terms of the power delivery, the smoothness of it, whilst it isn't a dramatically fast bike and it doesn't actually, you know, have you hanging onto the handlebars in terms of acceleration, it's a great feeling. And if you don't want to spend a lot of money, you can pick these up for, well, it depends. I mean, I haven't checked the local latest prices. 2,000-3,000. I would have thought you pick up a half decent one. Do you know what? You won't be disappointed, I don't think. And there is a great underground kind of scene about VMAXs. Lots of people have done really cool things with them and put some cool stuff on, turbochargers, all sorts of stuff, made them look really cool. And when I had the magazine, I featured a few of them as well, and they look really smart. They look very much, I don't know, it's part spaceship but part aviation styling as well, if you look at them from a certain angle. The side scoops here, you know, the engine, you know, it's just a cool looking engine as well. You know, it's with the casings and the kind of brushed aluminium accent pieces. Oh, I've always was a fan. This is a very biased review ride, like, it's a very biased review, and if you're still watching this, you probably think, God, it doesn't he harp on. But I've always loved this bike, and I've always wanted to ride it extensively and for a long period of time, and I'm getting the opportunity now, and I'm chuffed to bits. Do I think it's better than my Sport Glide? No, I don't, because I love that bike completely. But I tell you what, if I had a stable of bikes, I'd have one of these, definitely, just for a bit of fun, you know, just for a bit of fun. You put this on par with having a 1200 Sportster, you know, doing something different. And I think if you don't want a Harley, you don't want a Sportster, but you want something just a little bit chunkier, a little bit heavier, yeah, have this one. Right, well, that's it. I'm going to carry on riding here. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell, like and share, leave those comments. Check out the website RevelatorAlf.com, where you find the links to Patreon and PayPal too. And look, you can see I'm rolling through the bends here, just enjoying life, enjoying the ride, enjoying this beautiful weather that we're having here in the UK. And I'm going to catch you again on another Sport Glide versus whatever motorbike comes next. Ta-da now. What do you think? Hey?
Love you.
I tell you what, I love this.
Yeah.
I do. It's weird, I got on and I was just thinking, the bars are just so much narrower than I'm used to now.
Yeah.
And even on the Triumph, before I had wide bars on it as well. But this, and they think, whoa, I like that. And then the mid-mounted controls think, oh, wait a minute. That's not quite right. But I tell you, you soon get used to it, but it's lovely and smooth. That goes well for a 95 bike, doesn't it?
It's alright, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, I want one. If I had a stable of bikes, I'd definitely have one. Are these actual scoops into the carbs then, are they?
No, that's just for show.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's just to make it look mean and sucky.
It's kind of aviation-y style, isn't it? There's a little bit of...
It is. I mean, it's what, 85 was when these came out, and they didn't really change.
Yeah. And what did they start with? Was it? It wasn't 1200. Was it 750 or 800?
It's always been 1200.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think it was on the Venture. There was a sort of American Venture bike which had this engine, but like 90 horsepower.
Right.
So then stuck this V-boost system on it.
Okay.
Which over 6,000 RPM. It sucks a mixture from 2 carburetors into each cylinder.
Got ya.
So at 6,000 RPM, suddenly that's when it takes off.
Oh, I see.
You didn't know that, did you?
I didn't know that. So when you really open it up, that's when it starts to fly.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So most of the time, it's kind of 90 odd horsepower.
Yeah.
And it's just fairly smooth and fairly, I don't know, just feels normal.
Yeah, yeah.
And then if you keep it pinned beyond 6,000, it just turns into a lunatic.
Nice. Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I didn't get to experience that, but I tell you what, I'll take your word for it.
Everything, because you can't even see the bloody tachometer.
No, because it's down there. Yeah.
You just pin it, and everything just happens really quickly, and you don't really know what's going on.
Wow. Oh, it's brilliant, mate. Brilliant. Love that.
That is so lovely and smooth, isn't it? It's really kind of comfortable. And
do you know this engine? Because it's really is smoother compared to the older Harley engines as well.
Yeah.
And you're right. That's one of the things that attracted me to it, because it's a lot smoother than the older ones.
It's gorgeous. Really comfortable.
Yeah.
Really, yeah.
Nice. You seem to crack on with it all pretty good. I was like, yeah, fair play, go for it. Yeah, that's nice.
That's such a lovely road, isn't it?
Oh yeah, beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, I do that.